everyone, it's Emily Fox. Today's video is going to be a full face of testing a bunch of high-end makeup, specifically Sephora products. Basically, the Sephora sale is ending today as I'm posting the video. You might notice I'm already wearing foundation. It's because today is my first day of my period and I've been like breaking out a ton and putting in a lot of products to try and kill those pimples, and I'm super dehydrated because of that. And I just didn't think it was going to be fair to judge a foundation on my skin right now, slash it's going to make my life so much easier to actually see if the other products I put on top actually work. So just thought I would give a shout out to my trusty Lancome Teint Idole, because right now nothing else would work. In my last video, I was talking about underrated products slash brands at Sephora. I'll link it down below if you haven't seen it. And I mentioned Cover FX, and a lot of people were telling me, what about the concealer? And I was like, yeah, what about the concealer? I feel like I've heard great things, but it hasn't been mentioned that much. Cover FX I feel like isn't mentioned as much as they should. This is their Power Play Concealer. I have the shade P Light 1. It might be a bit light for that foundation. I just realized I went for like summer shade foundation. I'm gonna be very brighten under my eyes. Yeah, very, very brighten. It's okay, we're just gonna apply a little bit. It seems to be actually quite full coverage. That's what it says online, but I mean, sometimes you get a product and you're like, meh, not exactly what it claims to be. But they have 30 different shades and one that is actually straight up white. So if you struggle to find a concealer that is pale enough, for sure they probably have something. The applicator is kind of strange though. It's like round, kind of, at the top. So I'm gonna remove a little bit and just gonna try to apply some under my eyes. Let's see how much coverage we can get. Let's just do half. One eye so we can, oh actually I shouldn't apply too much, because it did look full coverage. Let's just do one eye so we can see like before after. Oh. I definitely applied too much. Like, I'm gonna like remove a little bit from my sponge because ooh. So this one is supposed to last all day and to not be overly drying, which I feel like a lot of full coverage concealers tend to be. On the box, they're also saying it's supposed to be weightless and everything and like crease proof, which I'm excited. Okay, it is brightening. The shade is definitely a bit brightening for me, but it isn't as terrible as I thought it was going to be, so not bad. It's definitely a little light right now, but I do like the coverage. You can definitely see the difference, right? It probably will not look as dramatic once it dries fully, but let's do the other eye. I'm not sure how I feel about the applicator. I feel like I can't get really in the inner corner portion. My sponge has like a pointy end, so it's not the end of the world, but depending on your eye shape, this might be annoying. Yeah, you really don't need a lot. Ooh, I'm actually pretty impressed with this. I feel like a lot of the very famous full coverage concealers tend to be super drying, and I do need to set my concealer with a little bit of powder, generally speaking, just to make sure it doesn't settle into any lines before it fully dries, right? And I'm going to do the same thing with this one. With that said, I feel like it doesn't have a powdery, intense finish as those type of concealers, and I could actually even see this working if you have dry under eyes, which full coverage and dry under eyes do not mix, but I'm actually really liking this one. I'm just gonna like set it with a tiny bit of powder. Actually, let me just use one that I already know works because I want to see if the concealer works really well. So I'm just gonna use my Sephora foundation brush. I love using this to use as my under eye setting powder. And I'm using the Becca brightening powder. I'm using the powder just because I know how it performs. And I don't want to accuse the concealer of doing something that it doesn't do. Oh, I really love the concealer. Okay, if it wears nicely throughout the day, which I doubt it wouldn't at this point. Oh, you were all very right. This is amazing. Okay, powder for the face. Now for the rest of my face, I saw this powder and I was really intrigued. This is the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores Illumination Powerless Finish Airbrush Press Powder. And I feel like pressed powders tend to be very matte, and I do have combination skin, so my T-zone gets quite oily, especially my forehead. But I wanted to see if this could be something that controls my oil but still gives me some glow. So I picked up the Radiant Translucent, and okay. Those little papers always freak me out. So this is what it looks like. It's just, you know, a compact powder. And you get, I saw it, here we go. You get a sponge on the go, and you do get a mirror. Let me just swatch it. I mean, it looks very normal in the pen, So, oh, okay. It actually, let me, ooh. Ooh. Let me attempt to like swatch it somewhere where you can see it. I don't know if it's gonna do it justice. Like it's right here. You can see that it's a bit white. Actually, I think you see it better on my finger, really. It has a natural like glowiness to it. I don't think I've ever tried anything by this brand actually. I'm gonna use my beloved Mr. Right by Too Faced. And we're just gonna see what happens. Maybe it's gonna make my foundation match my under eyes a bit more. I don't really see anything, to be honest. Okay, I was like, I don't notice anything, and then I got up close and there's definitely very, very tiny shimmers all over my face. I don't know how I feel about this. I'm not sure how I feel about this, to be honest. I would say this is probably something that's gonna work if you have dry skin and like perfect skin, because I don't necessarily want glitter all over my face whenever I'm breaking out. I really see it on my cheek, actually. You'll see, but I have like glitter all over my face right here. I don't know. I'm gonna test it again when I have like a better skin day. Maybe for summer that could be nice, but we'll see if it controls my oils or anything really throughout the day. But I don't think the powder and the concealer liked each other, unfortunately. I do feel like it made it a little dry. So I'll have to test it again tomorrow without the powder. Let's go with brows. I have been dying to test this. This is the new Urban Decay Brow Blade Waterproof Pencil and Ink Stain. I have the shade Dark Drape, which is dark brown. I feel like this might be too dark. I wasn't sure if I wanted this one or the medium brown, so we'll test it. Worst case scenario, I guess I will exchange it, but I'm so excited though. Oh, the only thing though, I'm realizing I was going to do this, there's no spoolie. That is a thing. I don't even know what side to start with. I think I'm gonna start with the like ink side and try to like do a few fake hairs. Why can I not pronounce H's? Let's just test it and then I'll go back with this. Okay. Let me go with the normal side for a second because I'm not sure I'm able to do that very well. Wow, I didn't realize how annoying it would be to not have the spoolie. I'm so used to it. I mean, first world problem, but still. Well, the normal side is very, very creamy. Let's see if I can do fake hairs here. I feel like I probably should have done like one brow with one with the other, but attempting to look kind of normal today. Oh my god, the spoolie side. Okay, first impression, I would say that first off, I am so used to having a spoolie on the other side of my pencil that it's very like first world problem, but I'm noticing that I'm always wanting to like turn it around and use it. So I will have to get used to that. This side is actually really, really interesting. I really like it for the inner portion to do like fake hairs. This one is very creamy, so it's very easy to overdo it, so I feel like it might not be the most beginner friendly one. And overall, both of the shades for a dark brown I feel like are kind of warm. Not unwearably warm, but just more than like I would expect for a brown like this. Overall, I'm enjoying it, but I need a lot of practice. That's like literally my first thought after using this. So I'm gonna just try and do the other one. Maybe now I have a lot of practice so I can do better. Look at the colors. Like, isn't it quite warm? Especially the ink side, this one. I feel like it's too orangey to be a dark brown, but let's do bronzer because everyone has been talking about the new Fenty Beauty one. This is just the Stalk'r Instant Warmth bronzer. I have the lightest shade, which is In the Sun. This is what the color looks like. First impression, it looks good. Let me swatch it. It doesn't seem actually too warm, which very often I feel like the lightest shade is still a bit too warm for my taste. This one seems good. Let me compare it to... So this is the Too Faced Chocolate Milk and the Fenty one next to it. You can see that it's still a brown, but it's actually almost a bit cool, so I could probably use it. I tend to not really contour. I kind of use bronzer contour at the same time. So let's see how that one applies. I just noticed that there's a zigzag in my hair. Clearly I didn't do my hair yet. I'm having flashbacks of being a kid and having zigzag hair. Actually, I have a mirror here. Ooh. First impression is positive. I'm actually really liking it. I feel like it's very easy to blend evenly. The color is really great. I don't think I have anything quite like this. It's still a brown, but it's very, very light. It's not too warm. It's not too cool. It definitely warms up my complexion without being too like boom in your face. And I like how it blends, and like I look like I did apply bronzer, but you can't really tell where it stops. So that's a really good sign. I'm actually really enjoying this. Let's go with my eye makeup. I have been wanting to try new Glitter and Glow eyeshadows by Stila, and this one is the color Dollish, and it's one of their newest shade, and I swatched it right here. It's gonna be rosed, rusty with a gold glitter to it, and it's really, really pretty. And to make it a full look, I'm going to use the Fenty Beauty bronzer in my crease. I often use my bronzers that way, so I feel like it's a 2-in-1 test. I'm testing it as a bronzer, but also as an eyeshadow, since I tend to do that a lot. So I'm just gonna apply some in my crease. It seemed to blend really nicely on the face, so I feel like this could be a really great eyeshadow at the same time. It just saves me time in the morning, and I feel like this is a really cute look also even during the summer, but really all year round. It kind of makes it easy to find a shade that matches you. Sometimes I feel like you'll use a color in your crease and it's going to be too cool or too warm. You know that this one is going to work for you because you're already wearing it on your face. And now the fun part. Let's apply a little bit of this. What I like is that these can be made quite sheer or quite intense. I feel like it's easier to do that though with the shimmering glow than the glittering glow, but oh no, I take it back. This is looking great. I feel like glitters can be quite intimidating. It might feel like, oh, I can't wear this on a daily basis, but I feel like these make them very wearable. I'm hoping this is gonna do it justice, but this is amazing. Look how subtle yet in your face this is. Wow. Like the glitter. Ooh, I am loving this. This is like so subtle, but yet so pretty. Just apply a bit more, just to see if I can build it up a tiny bit. Still want it to go fairly natural, but I don't think it's gonna be possible at this point. I just want to apply more and more and more. Like, this is gonna be gorgeous even as like a cut crease or like halo eye, but wow. Just apply more. I told myself I was going for a fairly natural look. Just a hint of glitter, but here we are, applying more. This is amazing. Wow. Every time I use one of these, I'm always super impressed, and I shouldn't be because at this point I know, but can't help it. I have been wanting to try more products from the Sephora collection, and they have this eyeliner which is called Black Ink Fine Line Felt Eyeliner, and this one is black waterproof. So let's try to apply. Ooh, what the? Look at the applicator. It's kind of weird. It's like almost like rounded. Okay, let's try to see if I can make this work. Actually, I didn't even swatch it on my hand. Okay, it's definitely very black. I feel like I've been testing so many eyeliners recently that I'm kind of getting almost difficult because I really know that there's some awesome ones out there. And I don't hate this so far, but I feel like it's not the easiest one to really get it to be a very sharp point at the end. Like, I'm trying to do a fine line, and you might be able to notice it skips a little bit, so it's like, you know, you can see it on top. Okay, so although we made it in the end, I feel like the application should be smoother than it was. I feel like when it's like freshly open, it's like at its best, and I feel like the skipping was definitely annoying, and I kind of struggle a little bit to make it as sharp as it could be because of the shape of the applicator. So this is a solid meh for me. I think you can get something better for the price. Since we are up close and personal, let's go with mascara. This is the Ilia Limitless Lash Mascara. I had absolutely never heard of this, but I saw it on the Sephora website and had like really amazing reviews, so I was like, you know what, let's test this. It has absolutely nothing actually on the packaging. Okay, oh, so that's all there is on the packaging and the brush. So this is what the brush looks like. It has plastic brush And one side the bristles are much longer than the other one. I feel like it's CoverGirl that has different length of bristles, kind of similar to this, so I like that mascara, so this should be okay. Let's see it. Let's do one side. So now let's compare the claim to what I got. They're saying a buildable flake-free mascara that lengthens, lift, and curl for more voluminous lashes. I would say it has a soft curl. It is definitely not clumpy, and it does separate my lashes really well, slash kind of gives the illusion of having like more lashes. They're very soft looking. Actually, let me do this. With the buildable part, yeah, I feel like I had to build it up to this intensity. It's definitely not clumpy. I'm gonna have to see if it does smudge or flake, but I would say this is quite natural. I kind of expected something a little bit more dramatic than this. It doesn't put a lot of product on the lashes, so depending on your taste, that might be a plus or a negative. Honestly, the brush terrifies me a little bit because it's a bit spiky. First impression, it's nice, but I don't think it's a must for me. I feel like I'm very difficult with high-end mascaras because I feel like for the price difference, they need to be better than drugstore. And I don't feel like the look is something that I need to spend more money to get. I gotta say though, that the brush is really great for your lower lashes, so there's a plus. For blush, I thought I was going to use the Sephora one that I got during the Sephora sale, but I think this might be a bit too cool tone for the eye look. Instead, I think I'm going to use this one by Givenchy. This is their Prisme blush in number 10 Power, which I don't know how pigmented it is, but it's really warm, and I feel like I feel like the eyeshadow was quite warm, so this might be working. I'm a little scared of it. Actually, let me swatch it first. I'm a little scared of it, but it's swatched nicely. The yellow side has a bunch of glitter. This is what it looks like. If I use a light hand, maybe we can make this work. It's gonna match the glitter of the eyeshadow too. I'm using a very light hand because I don't want to overdo it too much, but I do like really crazy looking blushes. Oh, this is nice actually. Okay. You know what? It's not as scary as I thought it was going to be. I feel like it's really bright and fun, but it definitely doesn't look yellow straight up on your cheeks either. And it totally matches the eye, so that's good. This ended up looking so much better than expected. I enjoy this. Okay. I think I'm gonna even skip highlighter because it had like the glitter into the blush in here. So I'm enjoying this. Let's go with lipsticks. I will put the real name down below because the box just says Rouge de Guerlain. This is the lipstick shade in matte. So I'll switch a couple because I don't know what to choose. They're the ones that you can customize. You have like the packaging with the mirror inside, and then you get the lipstick shade that comes like this. So you remove this, you have the lipstick shade, which and then you can like customize it, put it in here, and then if I remove the sticker, whenever you open it, the mirror opens and you have like two little mirrors right here, so you can apply it on the go and everything. Very fancy. This is number 27. Such a nice warm red. 75. So pretty. 40, which that is so calling my name. 26. 61. I keep trying to make it the right angle and my arm keep twisting more. 44, which might be the one for this look. And 05, which could not be more me. This is the perfect pinky mauve lipstick for every day. The formula looks quite velvety. I'm really enjoying it. I might actually mix this orangey one with the most coral one just to make it work with this eye look. Removed my lip balm, so now let's test this. It's applying actually a lot thinner than I expected, but that's a good thing, because I feel like that will make it less drying. Let me apply a little bit of this one in the inside. Oh, really all over at this point. It just made it a little bit more wet base and bright. I love this mix. If I had to choose a top 3, I would go the Fenty Beauty bronzer, the Stila Glitter and Glow, they always win, And I think the lipsticks, they're just so pretty. I love a good matte but non-drying lipstick. I will give a special mention though for the concealer. I need to test it again tomorrow to see how it works without that powder. Clearly they did not agree. I'll zoom you in a second, but I feel like it just gave it that like dehydrated look that it really didn't have on its own. So I'm annoyed at myself for wanting to set it with that powder. Speaking of powder, the other one I do like, but I feel like from this distance, actually on camera, it looks really, really great, natural glow. I feel like I might need to keep it for whenever I'm not breaking out. I feel like I'm a little bit more self-conscious and I don't necessarily want glitter all over my face during that time. It's not glitter. It's definitely very, very fine shimmer. And it kind of reminds me a little bit like if you tried the Revlon Photo Ready foundation, I feel like it used to be really popular. It kind of gives me a similar vibe. I will need to keep practicing with the brow product. It didn't go badly, it's just that it's a skill to improve, I guess. And the eyeliner is not bad, it's just that it's not my favorite. I feel like you can find something else. Same thing with the mascara. I don't get the hype. The reviews are super positive. Maybe it will get better when it dries a little bit. Sometimes you do that, but The cheek products went on so nicely. It's so even, so very happy with those for sure. The blush really surprised me. And you can see my under eyes are definitely looking a little bit dehydrated. It's nothing tragic. I feel like I've definitely seen worse. But just wanted to show you what it looks like. The glow is unreal right now. So that's going to be it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comment section if there are any of those products that caught your eye. Again, I will link down below the videos that I've mentioned, and I will be putting on the screen some more that I recommend you check out. And don't forget to subscribe to not miss any future videos, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!